Another advanced behavior is back through moving. So this is quite a complicated weave where your dog is going to move backwards through your legs. So they've actually got to reverse through your legs. It's especially hard if you've got a big dog, but it is doable. It's always times 3, so it's 3 movements, meaning that your dog, if they started at side or right heel, would end up at the end of the behavior on the other side at left heel. So let's see. Koozie, side, Koozie, under, and heel, under, and side, under, and heel. Yes, good boy. Okay, well done. What did I do with my clicker? There we go. Yeah, I forgot to have my clicker in my hand. Okay, so always 3 that you're going to be moving, and the dog needs to be able to swing themselves and reverse through your legs. So again, it goes back to why pivoting is such an important exercise, because if your dog understands how to move their back legs, they can aim their back quarters. If they don't understand how to move their back legs and they have no sort of connection with their back legs, they have no idea what they're supposed to do. So in the beginning, you can have treats again in both hands, and Koozie here, so here, and you can try and sort of lure the head out a bit and then push underneath. Good boy. And again, lure the head out so the bottom swings in, push underneath. Good boy. And always bring them back in again, and then back, push them underneath. Good boy with the treats. Okay, and so on. Okay, just to try and get that movement. So I'm literally putting the treat on his nose and moving it back. So he's swinging his head to where the treat is, his bottom is going with, and then I'm aiming him through. In the beginning, I used to also sort of kind of lift my leg up a lot to help him get through. And I'm always kind of wary of where he is, because I have landed flat on my face quite a few times with this exercise. And in fact, I used it as a free choice move in one of the courses, and the judge said, you're very brave to do that with a big dog, because yeah, they do tend to, they go wrong, they do end up underneath you. But once they've got the idea, you can start to kind of get your leg down a bit sooner and make it a little bit, almost running out of space, a little bit less of that leg movement. In the beginning, I really used to sort of be like leg up in the air most of the time, but Cruz does have the idea of fitting in. Cruz here. And then you'll notice what I'm doing as well is that he ends up very skew when he goes through, because obviously he's reversing bottom through, so he ends up like this. What I'm doing is then cueing him to come back into position before I give him the next under cue. So for me, under means reverse underneath my legs. So if they're standing in front doing that, turn around and through, then they basically, it's the same cue that under is going backwards through my legs, and it's the same thing even though it's just going from the side, he's still going under through my legs. So Koozie heel, Koozie under, good boy, there we go. I'm just going to click and treat that because my leg was actually on the ground and he managed to get through. Should we try that again? See if we can get it all 3. Koozie under, and side, under, and heel, under, and side. Well done. Very good. That was nice. Okay, so that is quite a tricky exercise, and you've got to really be careful not to fall over your dog, because that can also not be very nice for them. Can put them off a little bit. But if you've got a robust dog, it does help, but they don't really mind too much if you crash into them a bit. Yeah. And yeah, actually quite a fun one. Cruz actually quite likes this one, so that's why I do kind of choose it. And I've managed to sort of get to a point where I don't have to use the hand signals very much. He understands side, under, and heel, and under, and side, under, and heel. Nice! So he understands that one quite nicely.